In the heart of ancient Japan, two Zen monks, Tanzan and Aikido, were making a pilgrimage to a distant temple. They were well known for their discipline and adherence to the monastic rules. They lived a life of solitude, abstaining from worldly interactions and refraining from contact with women. One day, their journey brought them to a muddy road that recent rains had badly churned. It was difficult for them to walk as the road was muddy. At that moment, they noticed, at the edge of the road, a beautiful young woman in a silk kimono hesitated, unsure how to cross without soiling her garment. At that time, there were no people to help her on that road. So she stood on the side of the road in despair and waited for some help. After Tanzan and Aikido approached the woman, Aikido followed the monk's rule and moved forward, avoiding the woman. But seeing her distress, Tanzan made a decision that surprised Aikido. Tanzan decided to help the woman. He stepped forward, lifted the woman in his arms, and carried her across the muddy road, gently placing her on the dry side. The woman thanked Tanzan, and they parted ways. Throughout this, Aikido remained silent, his face twisted in disapproval. They continued their journey for hours, Tanzan walking with a peaceful smile and Aikido with a brooding frown. He was disturbed by what Tanzan had done. It was against their vows. Yet, he chose to remain silent. As the sun began to set, unable to hold his peace any longer, Aikido finally voiced his concern. Aikido stopped Tanzan, looking very disappointed, and started complaining. "We monks don't go near females, especially not young and beautiful ones. So how did you do it?" Tanzan looked at him with a calm smile and replied, "I left the woman back on the muddy road. Are you still carrying her?" His companion's words took Aikido aback. He realized that he had been holding onto the incident, allowing it to disturb his peace, while Tanzan had moved on immediately after the act of kindness. He then understood that the true Zen way was not to be rigidly stuck in rules but to respond, to live compassionately and then let go, staying in the present moment. His frown slowly eased into a smile, a sign of the wisdom he had just gained. The treasure we get from this story is the importance of presence and letting go. It emphasizes that holding onto past actions or events can weigh us down mentally. True peace comes from responding to life compassionately, acting appropriately in the moment, and then moving on without dwelling on past actions. Thanks for watching Inner House. Stay well, keep well. Once upon a time, in ancient Japan, there was a well-respected Zen master named Hakuin. People from far and wide traveled to his small village to seek his wisdom, which he offered freely to anyone willing to listen. One day, a boisterous, boastful samurai arrived in the village. He was known for his prowess in battle and was feared by many. He had heard of the Zen master and wanted to test his wisdom. "Master Hakuin," he bellowed, disrupting the peaceful quiet of the monastery, "teach me about heaven and hell." Hakuin looked at the samurai and responded in a calm voice, "Why should I teach a brute, a tasteless, and noisy fool like you about such profound matters?" The samurai, his pride wounded, went red in the face. Rage consumed him, his hand swiftly moved towards his sword, ready to strike the old master for his insult. But before he could unsheath his sword, Hakuin, remaining unperturbed, said, here open the gates of hell." The samurai froze. He understood the Zen master's message. His own reaction had created his hell. It was not the master's words, but his response to them, that led him to feel fury and humiliation. Embarrassed and humbled, the samurai slowly withdrew his hand from the hilt of his sword and bowed deeply to Hakuin. At that moment, Hakuin spoke again, and here opened the gates of heaven. The samurai then understood the power of silence and tranquility, of responding, not reacting. His peace came not from his power or reputation, but from his ability to maintain serenity in the face of adversity. From that day forward, the samurai practiced the art of silence and tranquility. His reputation transformed from a feared warrior to a wise leader. Not because he stopped fighting, but because he stopped letting his reactions control him. Through silence, he had discovered his true power, and in so doing, he found his heaven. The treasure we get from this story is that true power comes from inner peace and the ability to control one's reactions. Our responses to situations and words can either open the gates of heaven or hell for us. By mastering the art of silence and tranquility, we can prevent negative emotions from controlling our actions, leading us to wisdom and inner strength. Thanks for watching Inner House. Stay well, keep well.